Welcome to Our Night Sky on Astrocast.tv. This is Carolyn Collins Peterson, and for May, we're going to take a closer look at some familiar star patterns in the northern and southern hemisphere that you can see around 9:30 or 10 at night. As always, when stargazing, be sure to dress for the weather and bring along a pair of binoculars or a small telescope to enhance your view. The month of May heralds a change of season and brings new stargazing sites for everyone, in addition to moon viewing and planet spotting. Look for the crescent moon low in the west after sunset beginning around the 4th or 5th of May. On the 13th, the moon appears close to Saturn. The full moon rises on the 17th, near Antares, the reddish star at the heart of the constellation Scorpius. The planet Saturn remains a lovely viewing site, especially if you can peer at its rings through your binoculars or telescope. The most familiar star pattern in the northern hemisphere sky is the Big Dipper. It's really part of a larger constellation called Ursa Major. In other parts of the world, the Dipper is sometimes called the Plough. The two end stars in the cup of the Dipper, called Merak and Dubhe, help you find the North Star. You simply draw a line between them and extend it out to this point of light. It's the star Polaris. When you look at Polaris, you're facing north. Polaris lies about 435 light-years away from us. It's what's called a Cepheid variable star. That means it pulsates in brightness in a predictable way. Astronomers discovered that Polaris is a multiple star system. It has two smaller companions called Polaris AB and Polaris B. If you look at the bend of the handle of the Big Dipper, you might be able to make out two stars there. They're called Alcor and Mizar. They lie 3 light-years apart from each other and are around 78 light-years from us. To see them more clearly, take a look through binoculars or your telescope. Astronomers have found that Alcor itself is a 2-star system and Mizar is a 4-star system. While the Northern Hemisphere has the Big Dipper as its most recognizable star figure, the Southern Hemisphere has the Southern Cross. It lies in the plane of the Milky Way, and its long axis points roughly in the direction of the southern celestial pole. The Southern Cross is also known as Crux. Its brightest stars have names that are quite exotic sounding: Alpha Crucis at the bottom tip, Gamma Crucis at the top, Delta Crucis is at the west end of the crossbar, and on the east is Beta Crucis, which is also known by the lovely name of Mimosa. Just east and a tiny bit south of Mimosa is a beautiful open star cluster called the Kappa Crucis cluster. Its more familiar name is the Jewel Box. It lies over 6,000 light-years from Earth and has about 100 stars that are around 7 million years old. That's very young for a star. Not far from the cluster is the famous Coal Sack Nebula, a cloud of cold gas and dust that is easily visible to the naked eye. Spend some time gazing at the sky with binoculars or your telescope, and you'll marvel at what you can find. And the good news is, the weather this time of year is pretty good for stargazing late into the night for most observers. So stay up late and scan the skies for other remarkable celestial sights. This is Carolyn Collins Peterson for Our Night Sky, wishing you all clear skies and wonderful stargazing from Astrocast.tv. Music for this episode of Our Night Sky comes from the new album Stella Novus from Geodesium.com.